Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of Who Are These People and Why Am I Here? My name is Tara. I am your host. Today, I want to talk about finding yourself again after losing yourself or going through hardship. I think in life, one of the most important things is knowing who you are and being able to take care of yourself. And so when you go through something and you lose that sense of self, it can become extremely challenging to go through the day-to-day emotions and be able to have your back, because you don't actually know whose back you're having. In the past couple of years, I have definitely lost myself, and I don't think that I believe that everything does happen for a reason, and maybe if you do lose yourself and you have to find yourself again, it's just redirection in life. You're just going on a new path. It's not easy to re-find yourself and relearn yourself, especially when you once upon a time knew exactly who you were, and having to figure that out all over again is not easy, especially when you're a kid and you grow up, you don't really know hardship, you don't really know hard times too much. Obviously, once you start being able to comprehend things in life and actually hold memories, it's easier to recognize those hard things and actually take them to heart or actually allow them to have meaning. And so as you're growing up, you start to learn yourself, you start to create this sense of self, and it kind of just builds itself for you. The world, who you surround yourself with, all of your surroundings build up who you are, and you start to create boundaries and create your morals and decide the type of person that you want to be. And as you grow older, you learn more and you learn more, and you develop yourself further and further and further. But there are things in life, battles, things that you will pass by that will take you off track, that will honestly check you, and it can bring you down. It can cause you to lose yourself and to question your morals and who you built yourself up as a person. And unfortunately for me, that cause was somebody else. And that's why I say it's always so important to not let other people's opinions or just what other people have to say about you get to your head, because first of all, it's extremely irrelevant. The only thing that matters is how you feel about you. You are the one that has to live this life. It doesn't matter what anybody else has to say, unless of course it's somebody whose opinion really matters to you, somebody that you love. But if they don't have positive, constructive criticism or feedback, ignore it. Somebody that is preying on your downfall or constantly talking badly about you, it's not an opinion that you should take to heart. Everybody, most of the people are morally good or born with good intentions. And so when people are talking negatively or bad about you, just know that that's not who you are. Or maybe, if you actually really resonate with some of the things that somebody has to say about you that is negative, then maybe take that as a sign to work on yourself, to do better and to grow. But when people are just talking badly, there's a difference between constructive criticism and when people are projecting their insecurities onto you. And it's not always easy to tell, but most of the time, and when you stick through that long enough, you'll eventually realize that this person has their own problems that they need to work on, and they're just projecting it onto me. And that's not fair whatsoever, but life isn't fair. And again, everything happens for a reason. This is just your sign to get back on track, to learn yourself all over again. It is really, really hard to look in the mirror and not recognize who you are. It's like this dead stare that you kind of just look through yourself And that is dangerous, that is scary, that is probably one of the hardest feelings to have to go through, because again, that sense of self is the most important thing that you will develop in this life. Knowing who you are and knowing what you're good at, what you love, who you love, what makes you you is so important, and it's so special because we are all different. We are all unique, and we are all here with reason. We all have certain attributes that are different to the next, and they're all very, very important. And so losing those things about yourself that you love is really, really, really hard. And if you're going through that, if you're in a point in your life where you're not recognizing yourself, just know that you will be able to get back to yourself. I'm wishing you a safe return back to yourself. It doesn't come easy, but if you want something enough and you put the work in, you can do it. Growing and relearning and finding yourself again is terrifying. It can be exhausting. It can be unmotivating, but it is truly a very, very beautiful thing. Trying to relearn yourself and your needs and what makes you happy is very special. Your mind will change entirely. And once you do lose yourself in this life, you are always able to come back to yourself. But I believe that you will never be the same. And again, everything happens for a reason. There's a reason that you will never be the same, and holding that hard time, what you've been through, close to your heart is necessary, but you also need to be able to let go. You need to be able to be proud of yourself, pat yourself on the back that you got through it, and that you are where you are now or where you want to be. Just ask yourself, what do I need? What makes me feel good? What do I need? How can I take care of myself? And you'll be able to start building yourself up and creating who you are. But just know that I know how scary it can be and how lifeless you can feel when you don't know who you are. Everything kind of feels gray and colorless and very just like that. It feels very meaningless, and I know that you will be able to get through it, but just know that you are not alone, and it will get better. It will get better. It's all day by day, step by step, and don't rush yourself. Give yourself grace, give yourself time, and you will be able to build that for yourself because you deserve it. I want to talk a little bit about the law of attraction. When your fear disappears, your abundance will start to appear. And going through life without fear is very crucial. It's very beautiful, and it's very crucial to building yourself up. It is not easy to go through life without fear. There are a lot of things that you may fear, and with reason. Life is scary. None of us have done this before. We have one chance, and every day we grow older, and we're constantly learning and constantly figuring it out. So it's entirely normal to have fear. But as soon as you release that fear, you will begin to attract things into your life. The law of attraction, it's basically like when you project something out into the world, you will get it back tenfold. And so work on yourself, work on taking care of yourself and projecting love onto yourself, and then you will start to receive it. You will start to see it come into your life. And that goes both ways. Like, if you're being hard on yourself, if you are not taking care of yourself, if you're just letting life pass you by, you're only going to attract more negativity and more things that you don't want or need into your life. And it really kind of sucks that it is that way, because I believe like the people that are going through the worst of the worst deserve, to feel a little bit of light and hope. But it really is the law of attraction. If you don't believe it yourself, it won't come to you. If you start to believe that you're going to be happy and that you are happy and that you are beautiful and that you do deserve X, Y, and Z, those things will come into your life because you believe it, because you know it, because you feel it. So really just take a second to be grateful and to thank yourself. When you project gratitude and thankfulness into the universe, it will come back to you. The universe will thank you for doing your job, for being kind to yourself. The only way out is through. The only way out is through. And I know going through hard things and not knowing or not recognizing yourself, you just want it to be over. Like, damn, I miss who I was, or I miss who I want to be, without even knowing who that is yet. It's hard to be in it. It's hard to sit in it, to live in it, to feel it. It's not easy. But the only way out is through. You have to work through the motions. You have to work through the things that are bothering you to get better. You can't just magically snap your fingers and feel better. I wish that was the case, and I know there were so many days where I just hoped and prayed that it would get better, and I wasn't doing anything to progress, to benefit myself, to take that step in the right direction. I was just moping and being sad and praying that something would come my way and make me feel better. And that's unfortunately just not the case. The only way out is through. You have to work through it. You have to take time for yourself. You have to ask yourself, what do I need? When you wake up in the morning, what do you need? It's the little things. It really is the little things. Do you need lip chap? Do you need water? Do you need to take a shower? Do you need to eat something? Do you need to make your bed? Do you look at the pile of clothes in your room and think, oh, I should really put that away? Do it. It's easy to procrastinate things and to put things off, especially taking care of yourself, when you are feeling sad and when you don't know who you are, because why would I take care of somebody who I don't know, or I don't feel like I know them? But you're here. No matter what is here or here, you will always be here. And just remember that you have to take care of this body that is able to move and get you from point A to point B, that is able to wake up another day, that is able to sleep. Gratitude, you guys. Be grateful. Be thankful. We are only here for so long. And if you're not grateful for every day, every breath that you get to breathe, nothing else good is going to come to you. It's really, really the law of attraction. And just put in that work. Just put in that work. You have to get through. You can't just snap your fingers and feel better. You have to go through the motions and take every second that you have, that is a spare second out of your day, and put that into you and focus on yourself. Be selfish. It doesn't matter. People around you will tell you that it's good to be selfless, and it is. In a lot of cases, it is. But on a day-to-day, when you are not doing anything else, be so selfish. Be so selfish. All you have to do is take care of yourself, and a lot of things will fall into place as soon as you figure this out. And it really does start with taking care of yourself and just figuring out exactly who you are. And again, that is so hard. I used to feel like I was on top of the world. I never had a doubt about who I was or what I wanted to wear or where I wanted to go or where I was going to end up. And now I have a lot of questions and a lot of fears. And I'm thankful that I get another day each day to work through that. And you will figure it out. You will figure it out. It's not, I'm still in it myself, it's not fun to not feel the same ways that you used to feel, or maybe for you, feel how you want to feel. But if you don't take action in the present, in the now, to do something about it, your days will continue to pass you by. And I talked about that kind of in like my last episode about worrying about your future, where it's hard to sit there and watch your life pass you by while you're just worrying about the future and what's gonna happen and how you're gonna get there. But if you don't take action, worrying is not gonna get you there. That's the same thing with finding yourself again. If you don't take action to do that, to find yourself, they're not just gonna come to you. I wish that was the case. Like for people that are feeling upset, feeling sad, feeling depressed, feeling down, I wish that those positive rays of light could just pass you by. Not even pass you by. I wish that they could come and like give you a hug. But that's just not the case. You have to project positivity to receive it. And that's like literally one of my affirmations that I try to say every single day. I project positivity, I receive positivity. You have the power to change the world. You might not feel like it, you might not think it. And I remember being told that a lot when I was a kid, like in school and stuff. My teachers would tell me that like I have the power to change the world. And I was like, I'm just one person. How would I change the world? But you actually really do. The more I grow up, the more I learn and grow, I just realized that if I wanted to, I could. If I wanted to bad enough and I took action every single day, I could. And every single day is a stretch. You need to have days to rest, to breathe, to feel grounded, and to just detach from all of this. But when you can and when you're in the mood, run with it. Take that feeling and run with it. Don't waste that. Even if you're not sure of what to do, just again, do something that makes you happy or that you feel like you need to do, or something that you feel like you just need or you want. It doesn't have to be something big. Drink some water. Go outside, If you want things to be different, you have to do things differently. You can't do the same thing over and over again and expect change. If nothing has changed for you, or you haven't gotten closer to finding who you are, but you haven't been taking the steps to do so, that isn't going to change. That goes hand in hand with the law of attraction. If you change the way that you look at things, the things you look at will change. It literally just goes like that. And that's when I say, like, project gratitude and positivity. It'll come back to you. If you're looking at the dead grass and you're like, that dead grass is so ugly, the dead grass is going to look at you like it's ugly. But if you're going to look at the dead grass and you're going to say, that grass is really beautiful, it deserves to be watered, I'm so thankful that I have dead grass to look at with my eyes, that grass is going to look a lot more beautiful to you. I don't know where I come up with these analogies. Like, my analogies are so terrible. I'm so sorry. I feel like I shouldn't even give the analogy. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about. But I just want to give an example. That was a terrible example. Somebody needs to stop me. But seriously, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. I also want to talk about how external solutions will not fix internal problems. And I feel like that has a lot to say about your environment and who you surround yourself with, because you do, whether you want to believe it or not, become a product of your environment. But if you're trying to solve a mental problem, something that you're going through internally, by going out and hanging out with your friends, or partying, or shopping, or doing something that is external, it's not gonna fix what's in here. You have to really sit with that and mentally do the work to fix that problem. External solutions will not fix internal problems. And with that, choose people that are going to have deep conversations with you. Choose people in your life that are going to cheer you on, that are going to be able to talk you through something when you need it. Don't choose the people that are going out drinking and having a good time just because it's fun. Because yes, it's fun, but you can't live your life like that. That's not going to solve anything that you have going on that I genuinely need help with. And so surround yourself with people that do want to help you, that do care about you, that will put their time aside to take care of you. Or just do it yourself. Just don't be around anybody. And that can get very lonely. I went through that exact period of my life where I thought that having all these distractions and all these people around me would help me feel better. But in the long run, it just made me feel worse. And it took me a while to realize that, because it was like the people I was surrounding myself with became like a drug. And I kept wanting to be around people or just not be alone, because I was scared of being alone, because I didn't like the way that I felt when I was alone. But the more and more and more that I was surrounding myself with people, and sometimes the wrong people, it was damaging to me in the long run and to how I felt. And it honestly just became lonelier, because then I started to hang out with people and feel lonely when I was with them. And like that's another type of lonely, to feel alone when you're in a crowded room or when you're surrounded by people. And to still feel lonely is like the loneliest of lonelies. It's like the lowest of lows. And so if you're feeling like you're in that kind of space where you are spending a lot of time with people trying to distract yourself maybe, and you are not sure if that's really what you want to be doing, or if it's not bringing you genuine joy, but it's just kind of taking your mind off of things for a little bit, realize that it's okay to be alone, and that you need to be alone. Like I was saying, it's not going to be fun. It's not that fun to be alone all the time. But you need to be alone to do the healing, to do the work, to get back to yourself. You can't be always surrounded by people and hoping that that's going to change how you feel about yourself, because that's going to make you feel worse too, you know? You really, really genuinely have to be alone and feel that loneliness and be able to work through it and get to a point where you're okay with being alone, because you're not alone. You're with yourself. And I feel like that is like the peak of self-love, is to be able to be alone with yourself and not feel alone, and to be content with being alone, and to actually prefer being alone. And that's how I used to feel when I was younger. I didn't really like people. I loved my own company. I loved my own company so much, so much, that I just never wanted to be around anybody, because if anything, they would just bring me down. And a lot of the times that is the case. So learn to enjoy your own company, and you're gonna stop feeling lonely. You're gonna start feeling actually like the person that can understand you better than anyone else is you. And so as soon as you are able to understand yourself fully and know what you need and what you want and what your morals are, and to understand yourself and to build yourself up, that is when you're gonna be at your peak, you know? You're gonna feel so whole. And isn't that everybody's goal, to just feel whole? I wasn't trying to rhyme, I swear. But yeah, and that is my goal, and like every day it gets better. I mean, personally, like I just choose to be alone and to enjoy my own. I mean, I do enjoy my own company. It does get lonely sometimes, but I feel like as I age, and I feel like I talked about this in my episode about social media, was that I feel like the people around us nowadays and in our generation are just deteriorating, and I don't want to be around these people because half of them I don't like, and that's nothing to y'all. Love y'all, and I'm happy that for y'all, for whatever you want to do it, whatever makes you happy. But for me, I don't want that. I want to be alone and with my own sanity and content and happy and doing things that are meaningful and not doing things that are a waste of time or just for temporary happiness. You know, I want that long-term happiness. I want to do things that benefit me, that are meaningful. And for me, hanging out with half these people that, you know, like I said, I don't love, that's not it. That's not it for me. For me, and there's no timeline to any of this. Everybody is different. Everybody is on their own path. Everybody has their own individual life and their own choices that they can make. But for me, it's been probably almost 2 years now that, I would say actually less than 2 years, but it's been roughly around that I have been trying to build myself up and get out of the headspace that I used to be in, or that I was put in, unfortunately. And it has not been easy, but like I said, every day does get better. You know, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. There are some days that I still feel like absolute shit, and that's okay. Not every day has to be perfect and better than the last, but as long as that's your goal, is to have your next day be better than the last, then it most likely will. And if you really want something for yourself, it will come. But, you know, through these last couple years of my life, I have felt some of the lowest times, I would say, maybe, probably. I don't know, I've felt a lot of low times in my life, to be so real. But the last couple of years have probably been some of the lowest, because it was the first time where I did really, really, really lose, like, entirely who I was. And it made me question everything. It made me extremely sad. And I'm just thankful that every day is a little bit better. And, like, I think I ended my last episode by saying that I'm just thankful, like, looking at where I was and where I am now, I'm just thankful that I was able to come this far. And I meant that. I mean, like, if you knew, or if you know me personally, you know that where I came from to where I am now is literally insane. Here, like, physically, mentally, everything. The space that I'm in, everything. And so let me be your walking proof that you can get back to yourself. You can do it. You're not gone forever. And you know, that old past version of me is gone. And that's okay, because I've learned so many things that she didn't know. And I'm so thankful to have that knowledge, because now I'm wiser and I move different. And I'm so thankful for that. Yes, I do miss, I reminisce, I miss all the, like often I miss and reminisce. But that's normal and that's okay, because that part is still a part of me. But I'm just so excited about what's to come and where I'm at now, because there were parts of me that didn't think that I would be able to get here, you know? And so I'm just thankful that I have the ability to be where I am now and have the strength to be where I am now. This shit is not easy. This shit is not mentally, physically easy. It is draining having to learn yourself all over again. But it is the best thing that you'll ever do. Everybody deserves to know their ins and outs. You deserve to know yourself through and through. You have to be here with you until you die. So learn yourself, know yourself, understand yourself, and be happy with that. Love yourself, you guys. I say that so often, but love yourself. It is the most important thing you'll do. It is hard, and good things don't come easy. And it's not gonna be easy, but it's gonna be the best thing that you ever do. So take the time to learn yourself and to love yourself. And I'm pretty much gonna end it there. I'm wishing you a safe return back to yourself. I love you. You got this. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be so worth it. And I'm so excited and happy for you to be able to make your way back, or to make that journey to find yourself, to begin something new, and to go on that path to loving yourself. It's going to be the best thing you ever do, I promise you. And it's so worth it. Sometimes, it's really easy to let yourself go and let yourself get away into that darkness and that hole, and just be okay with that. You're like, I'm just a sad person, and you just accept that as your fate. But you don't have to be. Think about yourself when you were a kid and how happy and smiley you were. Hopefully you were happy and smiley. I can't talk for everybody, but think about your child, think about who you were as a child, and who your parents saw you as, and just find your way to yourself, you guys. You've got this. Seriously, I believe in you, even if you don't. And I just love y'all so much. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Give me any ideas or topics that you want me to discuss. Maybe it's something that you're working through. Maybe it's something a friend is working through. Maybe it's something lighthearted and funny. I don't know, but I would appreciate it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, if you got to the end. And until next time. Also, y'all have definitely noticed this already, but I got a mic. Well, I didn't get a mic. I have my phone. I've had my phone. But I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier, but actually a friend suggested it to me. But hopefully the audio is good, and hopefully I can figure out how to freaking edit this. Okay, I love you guys. That's all for this episode. Thank you so much for being here again. If you made it to the end, comment a heart, but let's comment something different. Comment a blue emoji. Actually, comment a yellow emoji, because we're trying to be happy up here. Okay, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Tea out.